Okay, I got the knitting needle out, and this is going to come in really handy right now so I can get this stuff the way I want. You can use both ends. You can use the pointed end or the number end to get that stuffing up exactly where you want it. Now you want to get this stuffed the way you want it now, because once you add the bottom to it, you're not going to be able to get back up in there and get that stuff the way you want it. So if you feel you see things that you don't like, fix them now, because this is what you see right now is what you get for your end product. So you go ahead and you fix it now, or else you'll be unhappy when you're actually done with it. Okay, do you see what I'm doing? I'm moving this stuffing around. I kept stuffing it all the way around the dowel so that it was even on both sides. So it looks like there's a little empty spot right here. Let's put a little piece up there. Okay, now the nice thing about these knitting needles too, because we trimmed all these edges, I don't know if you can see on the camera or not, but you can go up there right alongside the edges and push all of your seams to the same side, because it'll give you a much nicer finish. So you don't have, you'll have a nice even seam all the way around the outside of the doll. This way, this way. Okay, see, I have one on one side and one going the opposite. So let's push them all to the same side. Okay. You don't have to do this, but you can see through the fabric, so it does look kind of nice if all of your seams. Okay, I think I'm back in business. What happened is my camera just blew out at the end of this series. So the last couple parts of this never got, I couldn't download it to the computer because the disc was bad. So what I did is I ended up putting another one together, only this time I used polka dot material instead of the muslin. I mean the off-white or cream color. Okay, I was already testing this out. I'm going to show you a different couple techniques. So here's my two floor tiles that I've stuck together. I pulled the paper off, and to get rid of all this stickiness around here, I sanded it down with 100 grade sandpaper. So when you're going to put this on your doll, you want to make sure that you line up the oval to match the actual outfit. So here's the front of her dress. You want this to be snug, but you don't want it so tight that it pulls the edge of your mannequin out of shape. So you just want it snug. So just get it nice and snug in there. Okay. All right, so here's an option for you. If you do not, see, this is not, the oval is not in the right place. So move that around and make sure your oval's in the right place. So here's an option for you if you don't want to use this piece, okay? You can take this and pull your strings. Let me get the other one, it must have went up inside. Pull your strings on the bottom until it's completely to the center of the doll. I am using quilting thread, so it's very strong. It's not going to bust on me. So if that's what you want to do, you can tie this off, and then whatever you use as the base, you can go directly on. Yeah, I'm not going to tie this off because this isn't how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use the other one. I just want to show you. It doesn't want to stay tight for me. Let me try one more time. Maybe if I do them other opposite directions, it'll stay tight. Okay, so depending on what your base is, it could be a glass jar. You could take like one of those old jelly jars, fill it with colored sand, or you can paint it, whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be a candlestick. But if that's what you want to do and not use this middle piece, make sure that whatever you're putting this on, whatever stand you're using, is going to cover all of that gathered fabric on the bottom. Okay, but what's going to happen is you get a much smaller body. Let's see, here is the other body I used. So you're gonna, if you want to do it this method, you're gonna lose about maybe an inch on your mannequin. But you know, it's a personal choice thing, but it's cute this way too, and you don't even have to mess with this. But let's just say you don't want that and you want to go ahead and put this on. So let's just say you have your fabric, you've got another inch on your mannequin body. You're going to take this and you're just going to hot glue it on the bottom of your base, just like this. And that's when you're going to glue that down just like that, and you'll have the full length mannequin instead. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the full length mannequin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this all apart and stuff it until it's completely tight. And then when I have it stuffed as tight as I want it, then I'll come back and I'll show you how to, well, I'll show you how to do it now. Okay, so depending if you're going to use a candlestick holder, what you want to do is you want to take your mannequin and put it down and take your pencil and mark it. Mark it just like this. Okay, all the way around to the top of, you want that stick to go all the way into the, but you want to be able to go flush against the bottom of your, so you might want to give yourself a little leeway. Okay, so that's how deep my candlestick holder is. So I'm going to measure from this down, and then I'm going to measure that same amount up here, and that's where I'm going to take my jigsaw and I'm going to cut off to this measurement from, you might want to go ahead and not go quite as much, like I says, because you're going to fill this with hot glue, and we're going to put some glue around the top so this can sit right down inside here. Okay, so here we go. I took my bottom back off again. I restuffed it. I got it stuffed up to the normal, and I've tied off my string and I cut them. I haven't done any gluing at all right now. Right now I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to stick it all the way around the bottom of this mannequin. So let's just go ahead and put some hot glue here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get that down pretty solid. So I didn't have any water in here. So just go ahead and push that down. And get it so it's a little tacky around the outside. Okay, so you've got that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put your base on, and you're going to hot glue that also to the base. You want to turn it so it's even all the way around. One side may be different than the other, depending on where that's the way it should go. So let's pull that out, and let's put some hot glue down through the center of this. Okay, so we're just putting it in place right now. We're not not too much glue here. Let's just get it down for now. Get it in the right location is basically what you want to do. Okay, since this is just cardboard, you're going to be able to go all the way around and lift this up and put in your hot glue all the way around, so it's a very flush, it's very flush as far as being the connection there. So do that all the way around. And don't worry about the stick moving up and down, because you're going to secure that when we actually go to the candlestick. So we're going to go all the way around with that hot glue. Just hold it down so it sticks pretty well. So I'm going to finish around here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim my my dowel, and basically we're ready to put it on the candlestick. Okay, I went ahead and finished cutting this off. This is a big, it's hard to get in the camera because it's a bigger candlestick. Okay, so I cut that down the length of the internal center of the candlestick, and that's going to sit right there. So first thing I want to do is I want to get my hot glue gun very, very hot. I've gone ahead and hot glued this all the way down to the base. This is optional. If you don't want that, you can make a smaller body and go all the way to the center, like I said. So then let's go ahead and take our, I have a silver top for this, but it's still wet. So I'm going to take my Beacon 527, and I'm going to put that all the way around the top of the candlestick base. This is just for extra strength. If the hot glue doesn't stick as well as you want it to, this one will definitely stick well. So I'm just going to let that sit there while I get ready to fill the center with hot glue. This is a pretty deep center, so I'm going to want to fill at least 1/2 full so I can get that hot glue all the way around. So let's go ahead and fill that up. It's going to stay warm for quite a while. So go slowly so that hot glue can actually get hot, especially when you're dealing with a new stick. Because this is just security so that you get a lot more strength in that. I'm going to go one more. Okay, that's probably enough. Okay, so we've got hot glue and Beacon all the way around the outside. I don't know if that's enough hot. I don't think it is. Let me go some more. Okay, that should do it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my form and I'm going to center it completely in that hot glue. And what you want to do is you want to look underneath. You know, hot glue's got those strings. You want to look underneath and make sure that you're centered on your candlestick top. So all the way around. You have a little room to move around, but not much time. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Okay, it's not going to take, it's still a little hot in there, you can feel it. Okay, so now you're up to some, you can embellish these things with all kinds of things. I bought this one for this one here, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that around there like that for a little extra. Like I said, I've got the silver top, and that's pretty much it. So what I did was I actually measured this off, and it's pretty much exactly the size of a Journey Girl. The Journey Girl's waist is 10 inches. This is exactly a 10-inch waist. The upper body is also 10 inches, but because of the armholes, you're going to be about 10 3/4. And then down here for the hips, I stuffed them bigger. If you want to go exactly 10 inches on the bottom here, you're going to have to take in the bottom down here, because you're going to end up with like 11 inches here. But most of your Journey Girls unless it's a really fitted outfit, you're basically going to be having full skirts on it. This one with the, I didn't put anything on the bottom here. I figured that would be used for, you know, modeling. But this one, I should have stuffed this a little bit more. It's a little bit too thin for the Journey Girls. So you might want to enlarge the pattern a little bit. You want to get it to be the American Girl size, but that's basically it. That's how easy they are to make these things. And you can just do all kinds of things. This is lamp fringe that I got at the Goodwill for 50 cents. So you can embellish these. You can make them pin cushions, you can make them doll forms. There's just so many things you can do. Okay, so if I didn't want to just have the white string around here, I could also put on top of that white ribbon, I could put another row of the crystals to cover it like that, so that I wouldn't see any of the white ribbon hanging down either. There's just so many things you can do on these things. But anyway, that's it. Have fun. Talk to you later. Bye.